Tom, you did a little digging back into the Ducks' big win in Ann Arbor. What stood out to you about what they did?
They ran like a non-conference game against Idaho game plan on offense. Like, it wasn't, because I gotta admit, like, I didn't pay super close attention to the game as it was live, because I didn't have to do halftime this week because we had Chip Patterson on location, so they didn't need me filling in for anything. But like, I went back and I was just real quick kind of rewatch of it, and it was just very surprising how basic Oregon kept its offense. Like, they weren't sending guys in motion before the snap. They really weren't doing anything. They were just kind of lining up and going. And I wonder what that is. I mean, first of all, I think that says a lot about, because I was saying on Saturday, it's like, well, hey, you know what? Michigan looked pretty good for the second week in a row. They were really kind of hanging in there. Now, upon further review, it's like, feel like maybe Oregon just let them hang in there. Like, they weren't showing anything. And so I think that says a lot about Michigan right now, where they're at, where Oregon's going on the road to the big house and looking at it as a game where it's like, we can keep some of this stuff holstered and just get out of there with a win. And I wonder if that's kind of just how we're going to see them treat the rest of the schedule before they end up getting to Indianapolis.
I would.
I mean, we don't have any updates on Tez Johnson and his injury, but like, they're, you lose your star wide receiver, you catch you've got the Evan Stewart touchdown catch, where then we later find out that it was dropped. Or I guess everybody who was watching it live got to maybe see it right away, a little bit faster when they came back from commercial. You have then a little bit of ball don't lie. Tez Johnson's not in there to be the return man. So then you've got the fumble on the return, sets up Michigan with the short field. You've got the penalty on Michigan for lining up over the snapper on the punter. I mean, there's a kind of a lot of stuff back and forth here.
Do we think that it's something weird with that formation?
Do we think that there's anything weird about
like the way that Michigan, or the way that Oregon aligned with that formation? Do you think it kind of tricked the Michigan down lineman into just getting in his normal stance,
yes,
right over the center?
Yes,
I kind of do too.
I think it's intentional.
Yeah,
I think just like the 12-man on the field, I think just like kicking the rocket in, like the kickoff where you just kick the rocket right into the guy up front. Right. Yeah, no, to be able to steal a possession. I mean, I think that this coaching staff is I genuinely,
things are going well when every break that you catch, we just assume the coach did it on purpose because he's an evil genius. Dan Lanning starting to get Bill Belichick, respect.
Okay.
Well, I think that I think this coaching staff is confident with each other. I think they are having fun. I think that we're not hearing Kobe Savage and like some other guys of those. I haven't heard. And look, be careful with this. I haven't heard, years and years and years of people talking about how Tosh Lupoy has been scheming them up for success.
Agreed.
Right? Fair?
Yep.
But Kobe Savage and those defensive players are saying that they feel really good going into each and every one of these games. Now, going into Michigan, I'm talking to them after they play Michigan. So how much are you going to have to really prepare for going up against the Michigan Wolverines offense, which ranks outside of the top 110 in many significant offensive categories. But I think that the staff as a whole, they all seem to have a good feel for their team, what they want to do, and then be able to go out and execute it. They're the number one team in the country. They're 9-0. They have an awesome win. And since they got their offensive line fixed and their quarterback settled down, they've looked the part.
How do you square, and I agree with Tom's contention that they're probably just holding a lot of things back. How do you square that with them deciding to put that punt formation on film?
Like, because they're setting it up for later, thinking ahead. Evil geniuses.
What's the fake game? I guess is my question.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know that they did it on purpose. I think Michigan just screwed up.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Considering some of the other mistakes that Michigan has made all year, both on the sidelines and on the field, I think it's more likely Michigan screwed up.
That would make a lot more sense. Yeah.
One last takeaway from Ann Arbor. I didn't get a chance to really voice this on Saturday night, but our listeners are incredible and they're like all over the place. And a whole bunch of people came by, 2-hour setup in the AAA parking lot right across from the stadium. It was great. Met a ton of people. Got to chat with everyone. I was always asking like, "Oh, you listening? You watching?" And some people are like, "Watch on Saturday nights. Listen on this time." Got a bunch of hybrid listeners, so I love that. We've got subscribers on both YouTube and also wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, and the like. And so it was a good time to get out there. I missed my command center, right here. But to be out and to see all the Cover 3 tailgate out actually tailgating was very cool. So I enjoyed meeting everybody, and thanks everybody who came out and said what's up.